Alright, sorry about that. Really out of my control. Just out of my control. Which is, I say justifiably frustrating. You know, just justifiably frustrating. Yeah, I think I'm done with Kuno, but let me talk to him one more time just to make sure. So if not, we're gonna go to bed.
Fuck, does Kuno care?
No,
Kuno doesn't.
Yeah, no, nothing there.
The trash containers. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons,
Why am I
dirty
looking in
rags,
here
and
again?
organic waste. The container sounds a muffled gong.
There's nothing left to do here, right?
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here. Sitting at a desk, Lieutenant Kitsuragi fiddles with a pen, then writes something on the paper in front of him. He shouldn't be doing that. He should be here discussing the footprints.
That's cute. He's not around, but we know what he's doing. Check his shed one more time. Oh, it just leads up. And there's nothing up. It just leads up here. There's nothing to do up there. I think we're done for... Well, not yet. We'll go to the room, but... Let's see if there's anybody to talk to in here. And then we'll read the book and then go to bed. They're still hanging out. Interesting.
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already? Sweet Lord, a whole hour. And you haven't thought about rum and lemonade in all that time? You've truly extinguished all trace of yourself. Maybe you haven't turned out well for your drinking. Have you thought about that?
Electrochemistry hates
Get a
us.
goddamn rum and lemonade into yourself, boy. Or better yet, lick that stain off the counter. What happened, man? You used to be cool. Go get your boring normal person drink then. It would go well with those cigarettes. That's a great combination.
Fuck, if I'm not kidding you, man, cigarettes and alcohol are a great combination of destruction. You gotta spend money to make money. I still can't believe you lied to me.
I've got nothing to say to you.
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling-height window.
It's
The
not
hawthorn
time
branches
yet.
scrape the glass like bony
Minus
fingers.
12. It's not time yet. That's so interesting.
There's a little slide panel up there to let some air in. No need to open it in spring. It's still too cold outside.
So interesting that it's not time yet.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Murderer. I can't do it. Ooh, confronting him with this sounds like a bad idea.
A witness? You ain't got shit. The locals would never come to you with this.
And a local.
That's just contactee status. Next, he's gonna tell you one of us already roll on the others, and he's in witness protection.
Well, let's hear it then. Who is your mystery fella?
This goes without saying, but
Oh, no name, no
nonetheless, Don't give out his name.
It's like you said, Al. Copper's coming up with this on the spot. There is no witness.
A little too weak, probably.
I've seen this shit a million times, Titus. Fly fishing. They are desperate. Tell us, Copper, what wacky claims did he make?
Arabagite? Boss, I think he's trying to say me and Theo.
Well, yeah. What is confusing you? Eugene, Theo, and Elaine were there, too. I already told you. We were all there.
This is the most interesting part here, that it was quiet.
It's you assholes that feel the need to go around like a fucking brass band. The Hardy Boys are dead silent.
Yeah, it's like they put cowbells on you before they send you to the streets. What's with the cowbells, policeman?
That means absolutely nothing to me. Sounds like some made-up horse shit.
What is this fella's problem? Sorry we didn't make it more action-packed. It wasn't the first thing on our minds, you see?
You didn't break this wagon fort, but you did manage to rattle the people inside a bit.
Okay, that's not bad.
Great witness.
Oh, maybe adding things here adds to our, not our authority, but to the established authority part.
A bullet, you say? That's mighty curious. Well, there are so many bullets in the world, and so many heads. I guess it's only logical. At some point, one of them bullets had to end up in one of them heads.
It's bound to happen again, you know? Just statistically speaking, of course.
I don't want to show them the bullet because I'm afraid they'll actually steal it and then, like, I'll lose it. And I feel like it's a bad thing. There's more of them than there is me.
You know what I think? I think he was shot in the head as a kid, and his brain grew around the bullet.
Around the bullet, man. That's a good one.
They're only pretending to enjoy this. Beneath the act, they don't like you knowing this.
Ooh, I'm rustling there for Jimmy's.
Shit! I probably did shoot him. I was drunk last night. You guys know me when I'm drunk.
Yeah, Glenn likes to shoot his guns when he's drunk. Better hope he stays sober.
Before? After? During? This is getting ridiculous. They told you what happened. Stop wasting your time.
I'm gonna regret doing this without Kim, and I think it's gonna be a bad idea. But fuck it.
Wow. He's got it in a real evidence bag.
They're totally
and
gonna
all.
take it.
Why don't you go home and log it into
Oh,
evidence?
they didn't. I'm shocked.
These men have told you what happened.
Never been worried in my life, lawman.
It's not like you blew it wide open, but there's a little crack in there, somewhere.
Again. About fucking time.
And what happens if I do this? I mean, it's gonna be very low. I'd have to put points into authority. Actually, can I put on some authority clothes? Do I have any authority clothes? I don't know if it'll help, but... Let me find out. Any authority clothes? You would wait for Kim to be here? Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I have no authority clothes at all. I have nothing for authority. I'm gonna take these shoes off. Put my green shoes back on. I have a -1 action authority. I could take the glasses off. And that'll get me a little bit more authority back. I'd lose some logic, though. I do already have a +2 in logic. So losing that's not that bad. That's not too bad. My drama's shit anyway. Find your heraldic bird. Firearm. Oh, I need to ask Gart. Let's talk to Gart.
Can I help you? Thanks. I hope you found what you were looking for. How strange. I certainly didn't put them there. The trash collection service? CS Municipal. I don't see why they would put anything in the trash, though. Nope, there's nothing more mysterious than the Martinez trash collection service. Never know who's coming or when. Sylvie had the keys before I got here, and I can vouch for her. I can vouch for all my staff. None of us would tamper with the crime scene.
I'm gonna piss him off.
I think fugue states are more your forte, officer. Yes?
Alright, no drink.
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again. Oh, yes. A zoologist. A cryptozoologist, to be more precise.
Cryptozoologist.
It's really just a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious. Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research.
She's completely internalized her husband's struggles. They are her own.
I get a +1 for having the pen. See? That's why I didn't want to sell the pen.
There's really no point in manipulating
We just
anyone.
made that one.
She'd be only too pleased to tell you about her work. Go on and ask.
Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth be told, I could really use the company too. That would be the giant of Kokonur. The giant lives in the most arid parts of the vast Kokonur Desert in South Samara, casting a strange light across the barren
Hope
wastes.
y'all like learning about bugs.
Mirage or psychogenous luminance. No one knows for sure. It is like an awful mountain appearing from below the horizon and expanding to cover almost a third of your field of vision. The towering luminosity of Kokonur is a bad omen in local
bad
folklore.
omen.
Some say it's a fata morgana, others, fate unimaginable. That's what makes it so peculiar. A species surviving at the very limits of scientific law. The giant of Kokonur must be the largest animal the planet can support. There are limits, you see, to how large a metabolism an ecosystem can beget. Some say a gravity anomaly below the Kokonur Desert might allow the creature to grow to these gargantuan sizes.
Ugh. Just the thought of gargantuan bugs bugs me out.
Great. This is great shit. You need more.
This is great shit.
Gravity anomaly? Digging it. Digging this parascientific stuff right here.
Damn, conceptualization and Inland Empire just like, yeah, this that good shit right here, buddy. That's that good shit.
Cryobacter catlensis. Yes, a unicellular bacterium
This-
that was
this
discovered
that
in one
good
of the
shit.
northernmost points of Kutla on the Boreal Plateau by renowned geologist Caitlin Mijanou some 70 years ago. The bacterial colony Mijanou found had remained alive while frozen in ice for longer than anyone could reliably estimate. certainly from before recorded history.
You know, like the fear is like if the polar ice caps melt, that eventually bacteria from like millions of years ago would escape. You know, like I don't know if that's a real thing, or if that's like some science fiction shit. But like I know that that's a thing that's been like at least like at least in science fiction has been hypothetical. But
Michanu disappeared shortly after injecting herself with the bacteria she had brought back to study, no doubt in hopes of prolonging her own life.
I'm sorry, what?
Yes, the bacteria had survived in the ice since times immemorial. It is not hard to see where she could have gotten the idea. Michanu did talk about the end of the world a great
Cop of the
deal
apocalypse.
before her abrupt departure. Everyone thought the bacteria had driven her mad, but she really was a brilliant woman. Maybe the Cryobacter catlensis allowed her to see something no one else could. The gnome of Jeroma. Oh, yes. None of its victims survived. Grieving relatives never even found their bodies because the gnome's venom dissolved organic tissue. It was reportedly a small creature with webbed
The
fingers
world
and a
building.
protruding forehead and a gangly little thing. Quite scary to look at. A couple of campers found it when it was already dying. They heard an odd wailing in the woods and followed the sound. They were scared and wrapped it in tarpaulin to suffocate it.
All of this dialogue dedicated to just the bugs of this world.
It still took the gnome of Jeroma an entire day to die. Alas, no. And the first scientist who got his hands on the creature's corpse put it in a jar of formaldehyde, thinking that would detoxify the gnome's venom. Instead, all the venom leaked out of the creature's teeth and into the surrounding liquid, dissolving the creature itself. A poetic end, perhaps, but a real loss for science.
How fitting that there's no pictures or evidence of this even existing.
Alas, always alas, and then it was gone. Isn't that overly convenient?
Damn, I really am logic right now.
I understand your skepticism, but that's what happens with things that are rare and stand out. Their disappearance is most memorable, and they are least likely to be found again. Yes, it's the kind green ape, half war story, half undiscovered species in the genus Homo. Yes, it was reported by soldiers in South Safra during the war. The kind green ape would visit bunkers during the night, healing wounded soldiers with its saliva. Yes, it has amazing healing qualities. Some soldiers reported growing back limbs,
What?
regaining their sight. Indeed, there is. It's our closest relative among the cryptids. Same taxonomic family, different genus.
It can just heal eyeballs.
Which is to say, the kind green ape is a species with which we share a common ancestor, and that evolved parallel to our own, just like your partners.
What? Well, that's a racist answer. I'm not giving that answer. That's racist.
I didn't mean to imply that Saelites are in any way inferior to us. In some ways, they are superior. Every species has its advantages and disadvantages. The kind green ape, too, is in some ways superior to us. Such kindness as it is demonstrated is not common among humans. Granted, kindness may not be an evolutionary advantage.
I am learning about cryptozoology, yes.
What an interesting question. And the answer is
The,
yes,
the
there
world
are.
building is amazing in this game.
The Coldamama Dakwa, or thin whisper of sound. And that's precisely what it seems to be. Self-replicating sound waves, invisible and intangible. It's very afraid of us, which makes it incredibly difficult to track.
Kolda Mamadakwa can also be translated as a whisper, light and low.
That is a sad story. A group of university students assisting with the field work in their enthusiasm for the project, and no doubt because they were preoccupied with impressing their professors, nearly drove it to extinction. They tried to communicate with it and had no other means but sound. So they started sending out sound waves at frequencies they thought might match the Mamadakwas.
And that killed it?
What happens when a sound wave meets another sound wave of the same frequency, dear?
This lady really should be a teacher. She's really good at the explaining things thing. Psst. They cancel each other out. Psst.
Psst.
Exactly. Psst. And these tests were performed so recklessly that when they happened upon the right frequency, well, they wiped out most of the population.
Great regret washes over her. A winding cloth.
After that, the corpuscle appears to have migrated elsewhere. There have been recordings of anomalies similar to those spotted in Ea, but they've been few and far between. It's impossible to confirm the presence of any stable Mamadakwa population anywhere. It could be. As I said, it could be everywhere. And we wouldn't know any better. It could be ringing all the days of our lives and nights.
Charles in charge of our days and our lives. Charles in charge.
Yes, that's another translation. They're both quite lovely, aren't they? Although the low part is a little ironic. The Kolda Mamadakwa makes
I'm sorry.
rather
Charles in charge just
such
got
a
stuck in my head.
high-pitched sound that other animals, including humans,
Yeah, that's
can't
gonna be a
hear
lot of
it.
fun when the river lock
It could
opens.
be everywhere all of the time, and we wouldn't know.
I'm like, this game is gonna take me 80 hours, it feels like. Which is not a bad thing. But I feel like I'm playing this, not slowly, but I want to experience the world. If that makes sense? So I don't mind it taking its time. Like, I'm not rushing this game. It's very, very relaxing, honestly.
Many scientists have asked the same question. Some have
I want to
claimed
explore
that it
every...
isn't itself a sound, but a tiny corpuscle that emits sound waves. But there's no evidence to support this theory.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, it's not like Fallout or a Bethesda game where you're kind of going through every option just to do it. I legitimately want to hear what they say about every question I have.
Plenty. It's the evidence
The writing
that
is so
led
good.
to its discovery. In the 1920s, a group of Areopagite ornithologists, that is, scientists who study birds, were trying out a new recording technology for capturing sounds outside the range of human hearing. When playing back recordings they had made in the foothills of the Ea mountain range, they noticed certain anomalies, patterns that seemed random at first, but on closer examination were consistent with the waveforms of songbirds. The scientists soon discovered they could track and even predict what appeared to be feeding, mating, and migration patterns based on sound waves in a strictly delimited range
Have
of
a good night,
ultrasonic
Flat.
Frequencies,
Thanks for tuning
even
in. Catch
higher
the
than
VOD.
those of the highest pitched bat calls.
We'll probably stream tomorrow. But if I do stream tomorrow, it won't be a very long stream. Like, we'll stream for maybe 2 to 3 hours max. Just because I do have to take my anti-anxiety pill before bed and get sleep before my dental appointment on Saturday. And I'm still on the fence about even streaming Saturday. It all depends on how I feel after my dental appointment. If I'm sore then I probably will just like not stream Saturday. Then I might stream Sunday or something. But we'll see.
She transforms, when speaking about these strange animals, into a confident woman.
They realized that they had discovered a new species and called it the Coldumama after the Paracanassian name for the voice of God,
Voice of
which
God.
is said to be very silent.
That's cool.
They grew quite obsessed with these little birds. Even though they couldn't see them, they could distinguish among individual birds and even began to name some of them. Sequester, Time, Joscan. Those are but some of the Mamadaqua they followed individually. What about what? I'm glad you like them, but I'm not really one to tell you about all of
cool.
them. You should ask my husband if you get the chance. He's the real expert.
That was cool. Still nothing with this door, huh?
The door is closed. Still nothing. Still nothing.
That woman that's in that apartment is upstairs. I don't know how to get to her. I wonder if I go on the balcony. Could I talk to her from the balcony? Oh, she's not there now. She must have went to bed. Okay.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely covered in steam anymore. It's your face in the mirror, adorned with the expression.
Alright, well, I have a book to read. I'll read the book and then we'll crash. Medicinal purposes of the Pale.
Medicinal purposes of the Pale. The cover of this heavy tome features a number of esoteric symbols. Flipping through the book, you find a number of sections on the general benefits of the Pale. A large pharmacopoeia makes up nearly half of the book.
Pharmacopoeia?
You come across the following explanation. While modern pharmacopoeia are continually updated by so-called experts based on the results of clinical trials, readers will find assembled here the timeless wisdom relied upon by generations of traditional Seolite medicine practitioners, Mesk mystics,
Sounds
and
like
Imaran folk
sham
doctors.
medicine, but okay.
It's all quackery,
Yeah,
in
that's what
other
I'm
words. Finally, something to calm the angry spirits that have been plaguing
Fucking
me.
Inland Empire.
It seems to contain descriptions of the medicinal properties of various ingredients that may be gathered from the Pale, as well as instructions for producing a variety of herbal remedies. There are a number of Seolite tonics that promise to improve your short-term memory, but nothing that speaks to your condition. What you're describing is booze. You don't need any herbs for that. There's nothing in here that speaks to hangovers directly. However, while browsing through the various descriptions, you become convinced that you could assemble something from the ingredients listed here. Want to give it a shot? First, you need to choose a base ingredient.
Let's go with fresh mint.
Next, you'll need to combine the base ingredient with an appropriate vehicle.
Let's do birch.
Lastly, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Ginseng.
The combination of mint and birch bark make this tea relaxing and good for the digestion. It won't do much for your hangover though. Would you like to try again? Very well. First, choose a base ingredient.
Ginger?
Next, you'll need to combine the base ingredient with an appropriate vehicle.
With aloe?
Lastly, is there anything else you'd like to add?
And some pomegranate. I know, let's go ginseng again.
The ginger root will help with the nausea, and the birch bark tea will help you flush out the toxins. The ginseng should give you more energy as a nice bonus.
Go.
From the Pearl, of course. Or perhaps from some enterprising entrepreneur, where you would find one of those, though. The book does not say. Very well. Next, you'll need to come. Lastly, is you've created a delicious tincture of whiskey and ginger. According to the pharmacopoeia, it should increase your energy.
I
and
just made a
focus,
whiskey
though,
ginger.
in your experience, it's only done the opposite. Would you like to try again? Very well. First, choose a base ingredient. Next, you'll need to combine the base ingredient. Lastly, is there anything else you'd like? You've created a delicious tincture. Would you like to try again? You close the book.
Wasted enough time. Let's see, anything else I can do? No, I think that's it. Alright, well, time for sleep.
The bed is still cold from the The
It's day
bed is
2.
still cold from the wind blowing in from the broken window. The mattress creaks as you close your eyes and try your hardest to fall asleep.
Here we are again, my broken bud. The waves are coming, carrying you away. But you can't go. No, you have to stay. Always
Why is
aware
limbic?
of yourself.
Why is limbic system so loud?
You're not cooperating, brother man. It's your disgusting body. Even through your sleep, you feel a vague discomfort suffusing it. Your belly and your sides are unpleasantly tender. You wish you could curl up into a fetal ball of safety. But you cannot, because of the pain.
Good God.
That pain in your right side is your enlarged liver, by the way. As for your kidneys, you've really been compounding the damage lately.
Jesus. Our body's just dying.
Every cell in your body is moaning in agony, asking, what did we ever do to you?
I'm a sorry cop. I'm sorry.
Now, you're finally thinking about something other than yourself. Let's see how far that'll get you.
Man, this is so me.
There's no dignity here. Only reflections of your body mass. Flashes of the day. You keep coming back to yourself in the mirror.
I do.
But why? To admire all your accomplishments? You're just stuck here, in the half-world. Could try looking at other people. Really looking. But why would you want to start doing that?
Oh, baby boy, you're already in the other place. There's no nourishment for you tonight. Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe if you know, like, took a lot of drugs
Fucking
before you go
electrochemistry.
to sleep, that'd do the trick. Maybe if you cracked the damn thing, then you'd feel satisfied and tired, holding the picture puzzle in your hands, complete. Maybe if you weren't so hard on yourself.
What do you think you're doing right now? Coming to some greater awareness? Look at all these lights, blinking in and out of existence. Thoughts! You're just pretending that you're asleep, even to yourself, while the world goes on without you.
Let it. Let it.
But it never seems to let you go, does it? Time to rise and wipe that shining sweat off as best you can. Gather your bearings. Rock and roll.
Jesus. Fucking hell. Slowly get up. Alright. The checks refresh. I never remember if checks refresh.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom
No, it's just
wall.
locked. Alright, day 3. Kim should be back soon, if not already. There he is. Who are these people?
The woman in an RCM patrol officer's
Oh.
uniform winces as she notices you.
I would really prefer not to talk to you right now.
A patrol officer is the lowest rank in the RCM, below lieutenant and sergeant.
Yes, I am. I know.
Here's the real deal.
I'm definitely not the cavalry. I don't know. I mean, why would I want to talk to you? No, you're not. You're not the only cop in the world.
Something changes in her. It's pity.
Pity?
Pity comes over her.
Okay, fine. Let's talk. What did you want? What precinct?
Am I from? God, he doesn't know.
Fucking deranged lunatic.
You're getting an intellectually unsatisfying vibe from this conversation.
Are they from my precinct?
I don't know what to say.
Don't say anything, Judith. Me? No. I'm just a man with sunglasses. I like wearing sunglasses inside. Sunglasses and a fucking wig.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just looking out for...
You?
No one. I'm just a man with sunglasses. And you are?
Yes. A policewoman who just wants to do her job. That's all.
Something about the man with sunglasses and you. The energy between you two is making her uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yes? Wonderful. What is your takeaway? Then I was right to spare you from it, no? Anyway, the pill is no more terrifying than, say, water or death. Or that we are stuck behind our eyes for all eternity. Excuse me, large topics are not my forte. You seem stable enough. Keep it that way. Now, was there anything else, or should we get to it?
Need to put skill points in the logic for that one.
You look like shit. And I don't mean that as a metaphor. Oh, don't be so modest. We're looking at several months worth of damage here. Kind of a miracle you're still up and at it, to be honest.
Is this our police chief guy? What's his name?
Come on, Jean.
Yeah, it's
It looks
Jean.
like it's been a rough week on him.
Why is he here?
It's not just this week. What do you want?
Okay, so this guy is cool. He stands there like a statue, an angry statue, and he does not like you. You know what it is. It's like the two of you know each other. Just ask him.
Oh, I definitely know you from somewhere.
Another life.
Yes, from another life. A different life. Maybe the life of a police officer
Why is
belonging to
he
the ranks of
here?
the... To what station do you think you would belong in this alternate and totally fictional reality?
He seems to be
69.
observing you through the reflective glass of his eyewear. There's no reply. Repeating it gets no reaction from the man with the sunglasses. Suddenly, the world is very quiet. Even the howling wind outside sounds a bit embarrassed. Repeating it gets
69.
no reaction from the man.
Okay. That's plausible. That's entirely plausible. Now we're really getting somewhere. Somewhere good. Okay. Let's be crazy. Let's say you and I are partners. How's that for a thought experiment?
Fuck this guy.
I'm sure he's fucking flattered. But Kim is not part of his thought experiment. In this one, we're partners.
The lieutenant is silent.
Would you now, or would I be cramping your style? Never mind. Partner. Okay. How about you stop wasting my time and get on with whatever you were doing then? You're not going to believe this, but police officers. Yes, sir. Solving crimes, looking at bad guys, and get this, and not getting that drink on at 2 o'clock. Just some regular boring motherfuckers in suits and uniforms. Nothing spectacularly extravagant like you, the far-out son of Lang. Oh, it's you eccentric genius. I mean, with your unorthodox
so
approach to
mad.
police work, it has to be you.
We have really pissed this guy off.
Not even a little bit.
It's an urban myth about an officer who is so far undercover he can't remember who he is. As I said, just an urban myth.
Oh.
You are not the son of Lang.
Face off.
He's trying to protect you from further rough handling, dished out by this sunglassed man.
Surprised I haven't lost any morale yet.
Okay, yes, you get the joke. Leave it at that.
Oh, no. You see, I enjoy watching other bad cops solve crimes. And let me tell you, it's been quite a privilege seeing you work.
This isn't helping.
Neither can I, partner. Neither can I.
It's a mere second, but it feels like you saw something. A gram of compassion in that sadness.
I'm not getting involved in this.
It's not my style, he thinks, glancing at the man in sunglasses and the woman beside him. Oh boy, they're mad at him. No wonder. He just doesn't recognize them.
About what? You don't look like a cop. You know what you look like? No! You will not start blabbering about that asshole. No. 'Cause it's not my job. Why don't you go and fucking do yours and solve this damn hanging? Actually, I don't want to hear you say things.
Come on, Jean.
Okay, say things. I want to hear you say things.
Hear that? He wants you to say things. Say one. Suddenly, out of nowhere, case-related things start popping up in your head.
You think he was hanged as a cover-up? To hide the shooting? Okay, well... I don't know. Why are you? Oh my god, there's more. You want something more? What is it? Okay, why not? Let's do it. So, do you know who hanged him? Yeah, I can see that. I don't know. Oh my god, there. Watch out for yourself, loser.
That voice, so very familiar. Did you hear it when calling to your
we
station
know.
and reporting your badge missing?
Oh really? I wonder where. That's the where you remember me from? You don't say. Goodbye then. The voice thing was a coincidence. Run along, asshole.
They're undercover. Or at least he's undercover.
Okay, the man with the sunglasses and his hypothetical Station 41. Weird, right? There's something missing here. Something you can't put our finger on. You know what? Just ask him. I know it sounds crazy, and you'll probably get laughed at. But still.
Yeah.
Yes, just cross it off the list. It's probably not true, though.
Again? I can't believe this shit. I'm going to say no. Just to see what you'll say to that. What'd you say? Okay?
Jean, he said okay. Give it a rest.
Okay, I was clearly wrong. He is a firefighter. male nurse, animal control agent, something of that kind. Not a cop.
What a funny,
Go on with
what a
your cop
really
work.
funny interaction.
Don't let me stop you again.
What a great interaction that was. That was good. I do have 2 skill points. And no, yeah. So sleeping does not pass the time to learn this stuff. Copy Apocalypse. I don't want to learn Cop of the Apocalypse. We'll see. Let me hold off.
Can I help you? Got the 20 real? Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
Take it easy on him. Deep down, he really hates being the guy who has to remind you.
Who's this guy?
Hi, gendarme.
Oh, it's a
Another
smoker.
rendezvous. Hello, hello. So what brings you here? You did? And how did you like him? Ah, shoot. Why not? Friends, I told you. Sunday friends. Friends who like to get together from time to time.
They totally bang.
That he won't be there when times get tough, I guess. It is. On Sundays. He has keys. And he likes the view. To the sea, I mean.
I think he likes the view of you.
A visitor from the first world. He's not like you and me, gendarme. He can always return to his opportunities in Occident, sur la clé. Still, his coming and going brings some life to the village. Or is it just money? I don't know. What about me, gendarme? Oh yes, let's see. He knocked on my door a few days after the lynching. I think he was going through the entire building, asking questions. Oh, let me think. He had an accent. He sounded like one of those mercenaries. He sounded vaguely Oranese. No, not vaguely, scratch that. He sounded definitely Oranese. Yes, but he was speaking to someone on his earpiece. Yes, you know those tiny speaker microphones that fancy security guards sometimes wear.
Okay, so that's something I'm going to need to keep an eye out
Just
for.
reporting back whatever I was telling him. Muscular, handsome, strong, like one of those military types. Nothing, that I didn't see anything. What friend?
Nice.
No, I don't think it came up. Sure. Anything else on your mind? Admiring the atmosphere. What about you, officer? Convenient. But what are you doing here? Talking to me?
It's the sports. He's a sports guy.
We
All
came
about
so
that
close.
physical prowess and athletic skill.
No.
Nothing else here.
It's not.
Bye-bye, gendarme.
Mad that I missed that check. Probably nothing else I can do.
The man
there.
ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence. The mention of mañana gets his attention. He smiles and delivers a whole slew of unfamiliar words and lively gestures. They're friends.
Cool.
He smiles and bangs his ladle against each of his pots in turn. It's almost like music, especially with the sounds of assorted dishes boiling and simmering on the stove. You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock.
Still nothing about that door. Now that Kim's back, we can talk to, we'll try to do our authority here.
Looks like
The circus left him,
Yeah,
but the
circus,
clowns are
circus.
still here.
Establish authority. Yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind.
Whoa. You may need your gun.
Why?
This is not what he thinks it is. This is a great idea. I'm afraid it's not what you think it is either.
What in the name of fuck are you doing?
But I don't want to give you my gun.
The fuck is happening, Titus? What are they whispering
This is
about?
such a bad idea.
Easy, Shanks. I want to see where this is going.
And what is that? Merely what? Be careful, it's loaded.
Oh.
Good. Now put it in your mouth.
Fuck it.
What are you doing?
Genuine panic flies across the lieutenant's face.
And, you know what this is? This is that gif that keeps showing up where the guy has the gun and he's like pointing at them. And then he points it at his mouth. And then he points it at them again. That's what I'm doing.
Fellas, you getting any of this?
I'm gonna be weird.
What in the name of motherfuck?
Acidic taste on your lips. Corrosive. Once as a child, you put your tongue against the rail. It was winter. That was a long time ago.
The fuck is he saying? Some insane shit.
Nothing. Give me the gun.
He's not gonna off himself. Come on.
No. He'll do it. Go ahead, son. 3.
Damn.
2.
Kisses, kisses, kisses. No. Give it to Lieutenant Kitsuragi. It's not too late. You can still spin this as some kind of tactic.
Bratan, we can't have any fun if you kill yourself. Painting the booth red with your brain sounds like a real blast now. But what about later? There'll be nothing.
Fellas, the cop is really threatening to off himself. This is insane.
No, that is not what is happening. This show is unnecessary. Give me my gun, now. We'll solve the case. Look at me. Don't worry. This demonstration is not helping at all.
Inside the small mechanism, you can hear a spring tensing up.
Yeah, cause I sorta wanna see that shit.
You won't, man. His fucking balls ain't big enough.
Fuck you then. Oh shit, I did it.
Deranged cop kills himself. Citizens in shock as a deranged law official reportedly from the 41st precinct shot himself in the head last night in the middle of a crowded cafeteria in downtown Martinez. The exact details of the incident have not been revealed, but first-hand witnesses claim that the officer was making a point. Can't say I'm surprised. Lawrence Gart, manager of the Whirling in Rags cafeteria,
No wonder
where
Flat
the
said to wait
incident
till
took
Kim
place,
was there.
commented he was extremely unstable and had threatened to kill himself before.
GG. Good game. That's the first time we actually died. That's funny. Okay. So don't take the gun.
Looks like the circus left him, but the clowns are still here.
Establish authority. Yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind.
And what exactly is it you've been doing that's so goddamn special? Shitting yourself in front of us. Going around, harassing kids on the street. Kids who've done nothing wrong. All the while talking racist shit. Don't think we aren't watching, Fascia.
What?
People here trust us.
Whoa! I haven't
We're
said
getting
anything
complaints.
racist.
Fascia. That's short for fascist.
Of course you have. You've
What?
been calling people kipped left and right, inciting race violence in my town.
Kylie
What?
said they've been trying to set up a race rally, whatever the fuck that means. Trying to get the kips out of Revachol before the economy goes to shit. Sure there is. Kylie said they're bulk purchasing confetti, ribbons too, and loudspeakers, and fireworks. Kylie works at the carnival shop, you see?
Get the fuck out of here, you racist carny. There'll be no race rally in my town.
What happened? We got absolutely wiped.
What's going on? Are you racist now? Is the
No?
rally real? Please don't set up any rally. It'll make you look awful.
That was okay. I don't know who Carly is, and I don't know anything about a race rally. That was kind of weird. Okay.
Was that? Could it be the Col de Mama d'Aqua? No, it's probably just your imagination ringing in your... There seems to be an extremely high-pitched ring. Ultrasonic. Lena said it was very high-pitched, right? It's like something tickles your ear. Lena also said that it couldn't be heard by any other animal, including humans. What you're hearing must just be a regular bird. Honestly, your ear isn't hearing a whole lot. The distant hum of the industrial harbor, the traffic. But, admittedly, there is a high-pitched noise somewhere there too. But then, isn't there always?
No, I don't hear the Col de Mama d'Aqua.
Wait, how does he know about them?
Of course he doesn't. He's deaf. There it is again. You're about to rediscover a long-lost species. It must be very close. Maybe, just maybe, it will come toward you. Keep still. It might perch on your shoulder. Oh no. The sound. It's moving away. Somewhere over there. Go after it. No. Too late. It's gone. Keep your ears peeled, then.
What new thought?
If the species really has migrated to Martinez, you're sure to hear it again.
Interesting. I got a thought from the bug thing. Okay. There's no research bonus or minus. Wonder if that'll probably increase my perception or something. I'll internalize it. Why not? Oh, here we go. Let's do the car to do the headlight thing.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and...
All right. Ready? I turn, you press start. It's next to the preheater.
He's downplaying his excitement. The lieutenant is more than happy to show off his precious carriage. The dashboard lights up with orange glow. The rounds per minute gauge jumps, and the engine of the Caprice Kinema comes to life with a whiny growl, like a leopard waking from its sleep, yawning and roaring at the same time. The lights unfold with a little click, casting electrical light onto the ground before the vehicle.
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done. We just need to stand in front of the machine now.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Let's see.
Sorry, sir. I still haven't heard back from the database people. Try calling
Damn.
again later. Is there anything else I can do for you? Right.
10-4, come in. Firework. Roger that. 10-10, over and out.
This is the Kupris Kinema, my motor carriage. You can use the toolbox and the radio if you'd like.
Motor carriage, motor carriage. Something bad with a motor carriage. A dark lump rises in your throat. Nothing, nothing. It's probably nothing. Forget I brought it up. Please proceed with the carefree lollygagging.
The Kupris motorcar does provide most of our patrol vehicles, yes.
But this is different. This is a sports model.
Oh.
You're right. I didn't take you for a motorcar enthusiast. Do you also like Tip Top, Detective?
Oh.
An interstellary racing series. You should definitely give it a go if you like motor carriages. It has fantastic competition.
Interesting. Alright, well I gotta take this ad break real quick, but when I come back we will finish out one more section of the game. Yeah, I'll be back in just a few. See you on the other side. All right, I'm back. Hello. All right. All right, let's continue our conversation with the car.
Yes, sorry about that. The Kupris Kinema does have a rather distinctive engine sound.
Alright, 76 away from another.
He says it with very badly concealed pride.
No, I'm afraid not. We have a murder case on our hands, remember?
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio on a hook, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Okay. Now we just need to stand in front of the lights.
As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, an iridescent hologram appears. A street grid and the veins of a great river. A familiar sensation washes over you.
There she is. Revachol West.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no, hundreds of micro-perforations. There are many of them, and they are divided into 3 separate rows. The first row has 18 dots. The next is the longest. It runs all the way around the border, and then some. There are so many, it's hard to count. More than 150,
Jesus.
At least. Maybe even 200. The last row has 3 perforations. That's it.
Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They are your statistics, as it were. I should have guessed you'd keep a record. Officers often do. The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered?
I'm the sorriest cop ever.
Maybe you were a diplomat, or in PR. Doesn't matter, I suppose. Let's move on, shall we? This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed cases. Closed is good. It means finished.
That's a lot.
You've got, let's see... Wow, more than 200. It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades.
Yeah, Kib, trust
Usually,
us,
clearing
let's
more
go.
than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers. Right. Those are your confirmed kills. You've got precisely 3 perforations there. For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the Jamrock quarter, it's rather tame. I mean that in a good way. There are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game.
Ew.
If they do happen to solve a case, it's usually by accident. But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for. Everyone has their own method of coping. Some more effective or self-destructive than others.
Wow.
Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies. Oh, this and that. Let's not get into it now. Why not gardening? You've already got the
I do have the gloves.
It's meant in earnest. Please don't mistake it for a jab.
It's really personal, but...
Yes.
It's not a problem for him to state it, however. The lieutenant nods. The rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet the major arteries of Revachol are all recognizable. They shimmer in the Kinema's headlights. A rat brazenly darts past you and disappears amongst the stopped lorries. In the distance, a child somewhere shrieks. A woman reprimands her in a voice no quieter than the child's cry.
Ah, Martinez. Let me see. Right here. No, it does not.
Damn.
The rectangular watermark.
Let me see. Right here. It has its problems. Right. I'll go turn off the lights.
You can now see your statistics on your journal page.
Oh.
To the right of the task description.
Statistics? Oh. Cool. 15 communist, 12 sorry cop. Jesus Christ, I'm really sorry. And a big communist. I have said 3 fascist things? Damn. I don't recall saying that, but okay. Alright, first up, let's talk to Everett. One more time to talk to this douche.
Looking for something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again? Oh man, that's great. Look at that guy go.
Wow.
Haven't seen anything that funny in a while. God damn. Thanks for that, but no, it's not mine.
He doesn't live in Martinez.
True.
No.
Goodbye then.
Right to work!
From there.
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you? Yeah, the janitor who gave me the key to his apartment said the guy's a bit of an asshole. Like I said before, I don't know much about this weasel, but the bossman said he's a real piece of work. Thanks for help. The mercenary, eh? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing? What a thought! Why would noble workers resort to such a thing? Unless they were pushed, of course. Your dead guy was an enemy combatant. He was an agent of the opposition, attempting to undermine our
I know Manana didn't kill him.
I ain't the murdering type, but that's just me. Large organizations like our union have all sorts of men, with all sorts of skills.
Understood. This has been of limited use. Still, thank you.
No problem. I wish the best to you in your search. We're negotiating our share. Aye. All of it. However, right now we want all the harbor workers to be on the company's board, so they could take part in the decision-making process. No. I don't think I'm a communist. Seeing something of value and saying I want it all to myself is a much older and simpler notion. No science to it at all. Even a weak child can think it. The only things holding someone back are I can't and I shouldn't. Just the way the world works, boyadero. I think it's best you make up your own mind now that you've met him. In my eyes, he is a capable organizer and a decent businessman. I guess you kind of get to be the village chief. He oversees the harbor, makes deals with the owners or other relevant parties, watches out for his own.
By that, you mean corruption?
By heavens, why would he not be corrupt? We live in a harsh and disordered world, see? And in this world, the old man is corrupt for our benefit, and we know it. Appreciate it even. He is, personally, not too lavish. He is reasonably lavish, sure. That's his prerogative. It's not like you want a saintly demeanor on a corrupt motherfucker. That would be a manipulative illusion.
Fair, it's a fair point.
Besides, there are no non-corrupt systems in the world anyway, and moralism is the most corrupt of them all. Sure, I've had the necessary free time. Fortunately, there's always time.
The look in his brown eyes conjures up an understanding. For him, having command of his time is the most important thing. It all comes together now. The way he speaks about scabs, his general attitude. He's a follower of a 500-year-old Franco-Nigerian Boyadero code, itself an appropriation of Vespertine cool. That of a noble peasant or a traveling herdsman. True to yourself, independent in your actions, loyal to your friends. No. No. The man sits on the railing, his hands reaching far and wide.
It's like a beast.
It feels as if he could effort.
That ain't you.
The payphone hangs.
Someday I will get in here. Someday.
You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened.
Someday.
Mr. Dubois, every worker, member of the board. How can I help you today? I'm very glad to hear that, Harry. One question. You didn't actually happen to stumble in and see what's inside the apartment, did you?
There is no way to sway this man in any direction. He is unsuggestible and unswayable. Just tell the truth.
Exactly the kind of fascist memorabilia I was expecting. Weasel probably prays to it every night for the downfall of the Union. Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is gonna be good. Racist mugs in the trash and in the apartment? You guys are just light years ahead of me. I have so much confidence in the ability of your organization. I'm relieved you're doing this and leaving me to do what I do best, helping people, with the power of politics.
Yes, yes. Do you think this weasel is somehow connected to the murder?
Oh, no. I don't cross paths like that. All I want is for you to succeed in your investigation. I would never complicate things for you. Believe me, Harry, he's a nobody. Just your basement variety nobody. Can't imagine him being connected to a high-caliber case like this. But he does live nearby. Maybe it's a pedantic weasel. Fascists are known to be neat freaks. I feel like a real detective right now, Harry. Am I getting this right?
I'm just gonna...
Would he? I'm not so sure about it.
I'm not either. I'm just trying to appease him.
Oh, you're too kind, Harry. Way too kind. I know I'm not a real police officer. You are. By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Sent to scare us.
Either side
Another
is
violent
bad or
measure of the
good.
top
I don't
hats
know.
against us flat caps. Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries.
You mean our victim?
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they send hired killers to mow us down with machine gun fire?
He performs a motion as if spraying bullets from a machine gun.
I'm talking beasts, hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisut, Semenine, Sadamaritsa, you name it, they've done it.
This,
raping, killing,
Hardy
burning
said
villages,
raping.
killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry. Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant. No, Harry, the elephant is metaphorical and so is the village, but the mercs and their brutality are very real. Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container. Yes, I'm an old man, Harry. My legs aren't what they used to be. They lift my office with that big crane. It's actually very fun. You should try it. But enough about me and my fun container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them, all hardened commando types. One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out and trees.
Suicidal? Did he shoot himself? I mean, that would in line with the... Where exactly? Because it was in his, like, mouth, that gun bullet hole.
By negotiator, you mean Joyce?
Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, We push to kill. There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of people whose duties don't involve manual
we know
labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood, making sure everything runs smoothly.
That sounds a bit like organized crime.
They're like you guys. Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow.
Like Judge Dredd, I am the law. Judge, jury, and executioner, I am the law.
Again, that sounds like organized crime.
So these idealists killed our victim?
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land." He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation.
Assumed it was them.
Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them.
Yeah, we know.
Despite his boastful tone, he's having doubts about something. But what? Maybe he doesn't believe the boys really had it in them. They're his boys, after all.
That's very clever, Harry. Yes, they might have said it just to impress some girls or something. But Titus has a bad temper, so the chances are 50-50. So they shot him.
He was shot in the head before he was hanged.
How odd. I don't know what to say, Lieutenant. They told me they hanged him. A hanged man is what I saw when I took a look into that yard. What I do know is, the case is in safe hands. If anyone can get to the bottom of this shot and hanged man, it's my 2 little policemen. Godspeed, policemen.
Don't call us that.
How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO. It's what they do. Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry.
Let me do this real quick. Or can I not do it while I'm still in a conversation, that's why.
These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates.
So you believe the scabs were organized by the security contractor?
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strikes. Of course, you're always one step ahead of me, Harry. I'm no genius. I'm in this position because people like me. Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal. Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them. Exemplary union members, always working to advance their position in the local socialist democratic movement. Core members. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative.
Interesting. Who's second in command?
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best interests of Martinez and Revachol in mind. Work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets. But of course, it's the least I can do for my good friend Harry.
Alright, I can go back and talk to them now that Everett's going to...
You can now go and tell Titus about this. See what he has to say.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real.
Sure. The lieutenant watches you pocket the banknote.
I need the money to pay for my rent,
He looks a little puzzled.
bro.
Good boy. A real team player. Now, do you have any more questions? Was it a good talk? I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with the strike. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. But It's like I can't completely trust you. Yet. Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left. I want to, but I just can't.
A man of the left, so you have to be a social democrat. He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
You're saying it, but I don't believe you. You know how it is, company snitches, agent provocateurs everywhere. I'm barricaded in this fortress of mine, and I need to get a message out. Will you help me?
And what would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta.
It depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very useful.
But he thinks it's your call.
As I said, it weighs on me heavily.
What are they for?
But once we get really talking, well, I'm gonna hand you the keys to Martinez, and maybe even help you figure out who's behind this killing. I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth center in Martinez. It will be righteous. We're gonna get those teenagers off drugs and on roller skates. There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry. On the coast, Harry, across the canal. There's a cul-de-sac there, a little village they're calling it. A gloomy place. You'll find it. I trust your detective skills, Harry. They are just gonna have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings. Right next to a fancy new youth center, designed by the best architects from Stella Marie. You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. Here. You need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across
Yeah, it should
the
be
canal.
fixed. The water lock's fixed.
I heard
after
there
it's
was some
Wednesday.
trouble with the water lock, but it should be fixed now. Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then I'll know you're a solid socialist.
Right.
Motorway south. The lone vector stretches in your mind's eye into the wild pale yonder, for an unimaginable distance, forgetting, until you can no longer remember anything. No cities, no mountains, no oceans, and finally, no vector.
Nothingness.
Nothing remains. A blank space with no point of reference, where only one type of motion is possible. The motion of a human throat. Swallow in, and then it comes to you.
Be unborn.
To reach the end of the motorway south is to be unborn. You've had this thought before, while aimlessly wandering the streets of Jamrock. A lost piece of the man you were. A dark hope.
Jesus. All intellect weight checks unlocked. +1 Inland Empire. Love it. Actually love that. Big fan of that. Big fan. White envelope. Time to start heading down to the canal. This wasn't an intellect check, was it?
You're back before the cargo container.
No, rhetoric.
Its drawer.
It is. Oh, that is intellect. Huh. South. me check my journal. Still have no idea what's in there. Oh, let's go to Titus. Yeah, let's do that first.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Clowns are still here.
Oh, so you went and talked to my mommy, and now she's making me play with you. Is that it, lawman?
And what's gonna happen if we don't? You're gonna go and tell on us?
Yeah, I heard him. The fuck do you think I'm doing here? You'd have your ass handed to you if it wasn't for the boss man's word. Let me state this very clearly, Capo. Hello, officer. I'm Titus Hardy, and these are my boys, Hardy boys. How may we assist you?
This time it's going to work. You already ruled out the first bad option that didn't.
Stop shitting your pants. You don't need to know, all right? We took care of it. The law handled it, all right?
Yeah. Aren't you listening? It's done. Finito.
No, asshole. You're nobody. I'm the law.
Stop yelling about the goddamn law in my establishment! We get it. You're all the law.
Let's just all cool off. We had some questions, that's all.
God damn it, Everett. Did not help. Alright, well, we'll have to put points in the authority to do that later. I never found... Where was the sleeping dock worker at? Footprints in the dust? Do not want to conceptualize Measurehead, dude. Christine Martin, legendary. Boarded door. Oh, we don't need to do that. I don't even know where the map all was. Yeah, my morale is getting destroyed lately. What is Gaston Martin? That should be over here.
There. Working class drunk. You know what this means, right? Cracked it. All in a good day's work. What do you mean, what did I crack? Look at how working class that drunk is. No, it's not. No. Stop Yes. And you found him. Now go and tell the working class woman. Protect and serve, recruit. Didn't she repeatedly tell you her husband isn't missing though? But he is missing. You heard her. The worry in her voice. There's no need for champagne when there's honor, recruit. Go and tell the working class woman what you found, right now.
Who was the... Oh, the working class woman was the lady over there. Let's see this
It is
first.
such a pleasure to see you again, officer. How may I head the citizens' militia on this fine day? Oh, sweet Jenny. She was the finest woman in all of Revachol. Maybe the entire world.
Do not defile her memory, Gaston. Let her rest in peace.
She died of pneumonia 2 winters ago.
Aww.
It was a quiet passage, peaceful.
At least it was peaceful.
René and I were both by her bedside when she...
died. No use sugarcoating it. Won't bring her back. Will it now?
departed. Until the very end she couldn't decide between us. The most indecisive woman I've ever met.
They both love her?
We knew her, all right. Lived on the same street our entire lives, just 2 houses apart. The 3 of us have been best friends since we were 4. She was René's first girl, back when the prick was 16. They were courting till he decided he'd rather die for some great ideal than just be happy.
And then you stole her from me.
Well, technically, you stole her from me. Because we'd been pretty close ever since you two had that falling out over the ink you spilled over her pretty yellow dress.
We were just boys then. This was different. No point starting this all over again. For the 1000th and the first time. Especially when we have company. Officer.
She could never make up her mind about anything. What to have for breakfast, favorite color, or which one of us to marry. She was always leaving one of us for the other, but never long enough to actually get married. Heck, technically, we're both still engaged to her.
You always confused her. Couldn't let us be happy. Seduced her with your fancy words and pastries.
He suddenly remembers you are still there, falls silent, and turns away.
Of course, officer. Memories are all we have left. Let me think. I heard someone was hanged and left on a tree for a week, but that's all I know, really. No, officers, I'm sorry, and I really would like to assist. You are both good guys. I can see that.
Then help them, you wimp. You have plenty of shoulder with the ghost caviar in the Union. Someone must know something.
Oh?
I wish I could, but I just don't know anything. I always keep my nose clean and don't gossip. Everyone knows and respects that.
Respects?
I'm not even anyone.
Of course he's holding back. His mouth is so full of Union prick he can't even speak properly.
Wow. Can I at least finish my fucking sentence before you piss on it? Is that okay, René? I'm not anyone important in the Union. I just know Evrard. Everyone in Martinez knows the Clare brothers. I taught these boys human studies and history in the gymnasium.
What do you know about history?
Interesting.
You never witnessed history. Only heard about it years later, when it had already moved on. You don't know history.
The old soldier mumbles something under his breath and turns to face the sea. There he stands, proud, rigid and alone, like a cracking marble statue.
Let's try not to get caught in a crossfire.
Yeah. Lest we leave riddled with bullet holes. This animosity is ancient.
Oh, in many ways, yes. Like an honorary member. I attend meetings and parties. Help with little things. Evrard, Edgar, and the older debarders all know me. Oh, yes. Not in the technical sense. I don't have a vote or a membership card, but Evrard keeps me on the payroll, just for the little things.
Of course he's not a member. He's not a member of anything. I knew that. He's a Weservein. Turns the way the wind blows and tries to look important. I hate this socialist rabble, but even siding with them is better than living your entire life on the fence. Never committing to anything. Pick a damn side already.
Writing work mostly. Occasionally, He needs something written, and I
Interesting.
happen to have a way with words, people say. Oh, nothing official, I assure you. Just essays for the newspapers. About Martinez and how things are and how they
I was
could
not
be.
expecting this.
Everhart and I have these long talks where...
Well, he tells his little pen man exactly what to say. It's commie propaganda, plain and simple. You should be ashamed of yourself.
That's just the way things work around here. No reason to feel bad about it. No, thank you. For being consummate professionals. You'll have this case wrapped up in no time.
All right, this is how we're gonna do it.
Oh my god, I did.
Like what, officer? This is as good as they come in Revachol, I assure you.
An array of delicious recipes flashes through your mind. Salads, salmon, sandwiches. Bingo. This calls for an engineering angle. Structural rigidity, exposed rafters, lattice works, that type of approach.
Mon Dieu, that is an excellent idea. That would virtually negate the component loss. Ce serait délicieux. Can you make that sandwich, officer? I hope you are not just tricking an old man out of the little he has
I'm
left.
so sorry.
Or god of sandwiches, maybe? But in the meanwhile, what can I do for you here and now, officer?
Sandwich. I kind of feel terrible.
The ham sandwich looks fresh and nutritious in your hand, begging to be eaten. A treat of this magnitude should not be enjoyed alone.
I'll pass. Thanks.
When you hold something up long enough, some people are compelled to take it. Try it on the lieutenant.
Thank you, but no, I'm not hungry. No. No.
The lieutenant's eyes express an absolute lack of interest. The lieutenant stands next to you, but he might as well exist
teasing
in
him
a
with the
parallel
sandwich.
realm. This man does not crack under pressure. Stars would die before he'd succumb to any kind of manipulation. With this realization comes a sudden flash of pride.
Some people would feel compelled to take it. Yes, I know. No.
You jam your teeth into the sandwich and immediately feel a series of taste explosions go off in your mouth. It's like someone's carpet bombing your tongue with ambrosia. This is what angels must taste like. Your saliva production increases tenfold.
You gotta
barely contain it all.
eat that slowly. Really take in
It really
everything.
is every bit as good as it looked and smelled. The different components all chip in and complement each other, forming a flavor that is unique to this particular masterpiece. The bread, as the foundation of the sandwich, is slightly moist due to the tomato juice and mayo, but holds together nicely. Almost nothing falls off the sandwich. You feel like you really got everything out of this experience.
Nice. Nice. Good sandwich. Thanks for the sandwich. Anything else from Renee?
Officer, there's nothing for you to understand here. It is not her death you are
Oh, do I have the
investigating.
photo?
Revachol Fair of 91 in the Faubourg district. A parade was held to honor Guillaume Le Lion's name day, and the Carabineers marched in the place of honor. This was the happiest day of my life.
Damn.
Absolutely not. She died of pneumonia in her bed at the age of 79. This is highly usual. I was 22 when I returned from King Guillaume's Akira operation in the south and found my sweetheart in the arms of this wretch.
The Ikeda operation was a 7-year campaign during which suzerain Guillaume's army forcefully united the people in the southeastern part of La Petite Continent, collectively known as the Aikiela tribes, under the Revacholian banner.
Forcefully uniting sounds an awful lot like colonialism.
I won her back, but while I was dealing with some issues.
You were like a dark cloud sucking the joy out of every living thing around you. And you...
PTSD.
You... hurt her.
Dark cloud. That sounds unpleasantly familiar.
Those days and memories are gone.
The old soldier says nothing, but when his glance quickly runs over Gaston's face, there's an odd look in his eyes.
Damn. Feel bad for the guy. What is this whole her husband's missing thing?
God damn it, I already told you. My husband isn't missing. Very well then. Where is he? Excuse me? I don't follow.
There's something else hiding in her voice, though. A trace of worry.
Right, 'cause working class women come with alcoholic husbands. You know what? You were right. I do have an alcoholic husband.
Oh.
Although not that one.
Ha! Blam! Knew it.
I did, and he is. He's also an alcoholic. No, he's not. Or maybe he is, I don't know. He's probably in the park, or in Shamrock somewhere, drinking with his friends. I haven't seen him for... Well, to hell with him.
Damn right, to hell with him.
There. She's worried now.
I wouldn't be so sure. Ma'am, just to be completely clear, do you want to report it to the police?
Report what? He's just out drinking with his friends. I'm sure the police has better things to do than to chase down local goofballs.
She sighs, but you can detect a slight hint
This is
of
really
gratitude
silly.
and relief.
All right, go ahead. Do you have any... Honestly, not that different from you.
Oh. So he's disco.
Oh, thank God, no. It hasn't come down to this yet. Well, he's slightly chubby. What else? He was wearing a dark brown leather jacket with a bright blue inner lining. The lining is hand-sewn. I made it myself. It's his cool jacket. God knows it's too cold to run around in this, but he refuses to change.
Who cares about the cold when you have your cool jacket to wear? You can completely sympathize.
Oh my God.
I even tried throwing it away once, but he just dug it out of the bin. Can you believe it? Well, what can you do? I hope that at least that extra lining helps him keep warm at night. I wouldn't like him to catch cold.
She's thinking about him out in the cold, in some park, or on the coast. And it's making her more and more worried.
Yesterday morning, he went to the library. He went to retrieve my book, and he promised he'd walk straight back home. Because we talked about this. We talked about not wandering off again. I don't know what to do. I honestly don't know what to do with his addiction. Just makes me feel weak.
Gone for around 36 hours then. Damn, this is a missing persons case. She turns away from you in an attempt to recover.
So you are going to look for him?
She genuinely wants you to now. Don't make her ask.
Thank you. Please do. Even though I'm sure he will return home by himself. I'm still sure of that.
She tries to maintain a brave front, even though
I did not
her
realize
eyes
you're gonna
reveal
get a
the
quest from her. Or a task.
I'm sure he will
Same thing.
too. When he does, would you let Precinct 57, Kim Kitsuragi, know?
I will. Of course, officer. As I said, it's probably nothing.
Interesting. Alright. Well, let's at least go down and open this path up. Huh, some people here.
A rusting control panel with loose wire. You grab the handle and pull the lever up. As soon as the metal connects against the contact pins, you hear a loud clunk. The water lock starts moving.
Cool.
Okay, if we ever need to get to the coast, then this is the way. But please, contain your wanderlust for now. I don't want us to get sidetracked, not with everything that's going on.
Focus on one thing, achieve it, then the next, he thinks. That's the task chain.
Not in my brain. What do I have left? Oh, I'm pretty close to how many points? I have 2, okay. Alright, new area. Jamrock Biker Cop Sunnies. Okay. And magnesium, nice. Hold on. I gotta remember. I gotta do this. Where's my bag? There it is. Always gotta have the bag on. Some more cash. Oh, there it is. We got the tape. We can now sing karaoke. Let's go. Karaoke. I think we found our car. Quick travel. Okay. Kingdom of Conscience. Interesting. A shanty. I mean, I got experience for doing all of these orbs, so it doesn't hurt to do it now. There's gonna be a lot to do here later. A lot of people to talk to. And that should give me a level up right here. Yeah. Ooh, perception. Okay. Alright, let's go take care of our crashed car. Banged up fuel canister. Interesting.
A banged-up motor carriage lies half-submerged in the icy water, slowly sinking into the Insulindian Ocean. Only the cabin top, rear wheels, and the engine remain visible. It must be cold and lonely down there, in the icy water. The seawater has already started to corrode the metalworks. Remember the tire tracks in Martinez? This is where they were leading.
It appears to be so. I agree. We should definitely investigate.
You get a sudden sinking feeling. Stomach acid comes up as you look at the motor carriage in the
Is
deep,
this our...
dark,
Did we do this?
cold water. Why the doom and gloom? It's just a sunken motor carriage. Some motor carriages are bound to end up in the sea. The logo is too deep in the murky water. You can't make it out, but you do see a monkfish float by. The motor carriage is properly stuck in the ice. Getting it out would require a team of specialists. A single day in the salty seawater would ruin most vehicles, but this one looks worn even in places the salt water hasn't touched it.
The ice hasn't closed around the vehicle yet. My guess is it's been here since last Saturday or Sunday.
Your mocking tone finds no response, but the motion of the waves.
Yes, yes. Crazy recklessness. I'd say it has been here since last Saturday or Sunday. Let's wait for the low tide and see what's inside.
Great idea. Then we can get the things inside. The Joyrider must have left something.
Oh my
good
god,
inside.
watch my
Guns,
badge be in
paper,
there. Because this
maybe
is
a cool
my
jacket.
car.
A Joyrider jacket.
I have a bad feeling.
A Joyrider jacket. You feel a strange connection to this Joyrider.
That's what
Maybe
I would do if I was
he's from
writing
some
this.
kind of Joyriders district
We did
and likes
this.
blue and white racing livery, like a cop would.
I don't know. An hour or two, tops?
As you sit down in the old, rusty playground, the world around you becomes very silent. The hinges creak under your weight, dangerously so. Nothing but the sound of seagulls high above in the sky, echoing like distant laughter. Ice cracks around the blue motor carriage in the sea. The tune on your lips forms a strange, yet undeniably beautiful contrast with the surrounding bleakness. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance. Then, still looking straight ahead, he joins you with a higher-pitched and slightly more melodic trill. Two birds on a wire, whistling by
This
the
is cute.
seaside, looking at the water and the sunken car.
Him is my best friend.
The clouds pass in the sky, and the shadow of the swing moves like the hour hand on a timepiece. 30 minutes have passed. Looks like this might take a while. Time to present a good topic for discussion.
My dad and mom are both half Seolite.
Clouds on the horizon grow darker, and the shadow of the swing set keeps climbing. You hear the distant rumble of the city. 30 minutes pass.
God, I hope so.
Your voice echoes on the water, strange and
Oh,
out
this is
of
a
place
lot of time
in the
being
environment.
passed.
30 more minutes pass.
Detective, I've been able to make out the mark ever since we arrived. I find it odd that you haven't. It's a Coupris, Model 40.
Yes. Why haven't you?
It is a simple and rugged machine, favored by working men, government offices, firefighters,
not our
animal
car,
control
then.
people. You know, those kinds of people. Yes, 41. What do you think it stands for?
Never mind, it's ours.
Does he know something about that speed racer?
A precinct, yes. A police precinct. Precinct 41, your precinct.
A massive pit opens up in your stomach, and the most terrible feeling comes over you. No. Just nope. Say no to this, Harry.
Yes, your car is in the sea. Face it, so we can start dealing with this. I'm afraid so, yes. It looks like you started in front of the whirling, jumped over the canal, and then drove your vehicle in the sea right here. You can still whistle. Besides, the night is always darkest before the dawn. Of whom? I don't think so. If
Yeah.
anything, you were probably drunk. People are more valuable than machines. Training a police officer is even more costly. Detective, we don't. A rescue operation really isn't viable at this point.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and doesn't say anything. There is also a fourth thing
Wait,
you've
what?
lost. More precious than the gun,
Oh, my
the
memories.
badge, and the motor carriage combined. Lost forever into the deepest of seas.
Well, let's see what's in there. I'm gonna find my badge.
Yes. Let's go take a look.
I was the traffic hooligan. Great. Well, there's my badge. Got my badge. Nah, I'm gonna keep the shivers. Alright. We have so much stuff we can do. A bunch of skill points. One last thought.
These are some wonderfully regular pants. Not too tight, not too loose, moderate in every sense. You'll blend right in at some pleasant dinner party. I know you do. These Inter-Isolari pants are like wearing a perfect compromise in your nether regions. No one will call the moral intern on you like this.
Oh
That's
no,
for
it's
sure.
moral intern
You're a
pants.
little more moralist now, buddy. A little more
No.
normal, even if you didn't want to be.
God damn it. Well, that's where we're gonna leave off. When we come back tomorrow, we have a badge to do. We have a bunch of stuff to do here in this part of town. There's so much to do. Oh my god, you guys, there's still so much to do. Alright. Well, that'll be it for me. Thanks for watching. I appreciate y'all. I'll be back tomorrow for a short stream. It won't be very long. We'll probably do like 2 hours, maybe 3. We'll see. But more than likely, probably just a quick 2-hour stream. We'll just try to clear this area out a little bit. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll find us a stream to go raid, and then I'm gonna go get to bed.